when you see the Chiefs offense now, like how Eric Fisher had a touchdown, Nick Allegretti had a touchdown, a bunch of the guys on the line. I mean, does that you kind of get like, man, I wish I played in that Chiefs offense, to be able to run some routes as an O lineman, or to be involved in something so creative that it is now.
Well, the way I look at it is, they caught a touchdown, so they got to think about the people that came before them that made that possible for a tackle to do that, so they're standing on my shoulders. They probably heard that I was running routes in Jacksonville, and look where we are now tackles are catching touchdowns. So you're welcome.
Yeah. That's right. Well said. That's it. That's right. They got to pay homage to you, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Jordan, here's to you, man. It's to you.
No, that's great. I love seeing tackles catch touchdowns. I mean, that's always a highlight on ESPN, something you don't see every day. So, hey, catch one. Congratulations. Great job. I wish I could have done that. Happy for you.
Yeah, that's true. You guys did pave the way for a lot of the stuff that is going on now. And also you see things like the whole what was the snow globe play, JD, the ring around the rosy. I mean, when you see stuff like that, I mean, because in the offenses you guys played, and there wasn't that kind of stuff, and this is kind of new to like what's going on.
So my mind immediately goes to, you remember we had Ghost tagged with everything in KC. I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. We had all sorts of stuff in that offense. I think when we were there, that offense that Al Saunders was calling was nuts. That's still one of my favorite offenses I've ever been in. I mean, he's like a mad scientist mixing chemicals and stuff to come up with those plays. Is crazy.
That's true, man. That's true. Al used to put some things together for sure.
Never slept. Just football all day, all night.
Well, so we had a debate on here one night, Jordan. It was me, Eric Warfield, and Dwayne Clemens.
Yep.
And so, when the Chiefs scored in 13 seconds, the whole 13 seconds score.
Mm-hmm.
And so Warfield, he's going on, hey, man, who would have thought the Chiefs would have been able to score that many points in 13 seconds to get down? I raised my hand like, me. He's like, get out of here, JD. I said, look, I'm telling you, Eric, I said, this is what y'all don't know on defense is when we know we got time and downs, we're always thinking about scoring. We're always thinking about advancing the ball or putting yourself in a position to score. I said, and I brought up my old playbook. It was like the last plays, right? He's like, well, I'm not talking about 2 minutes. I said, I'm not talking about 2 minutes either. I said, I'm like, I can't show you the plays, but I had like 10 plays that Al Saunders had drawn up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To like chunks, like chunk plays. You know what I mean? Like 30 yards, we're trying to take right here, 40. And this is things that, like, at the end of the game, offensively, that you're thinking about doing. Like, you're never thinking about surrendering and like, we're just going to take a knee, especially 13 seconds. You need to get some yards. It's not always about the Hail Mary. Like you said, Al Saunders was putting things together that we were clearly thinking, hey, 25 yards here, somewhere there.
Absolutely.
You got 5 seconds, 8 seconds. This is what we need to do, right? And so we worked those things. This is things that we worked out in practice, man. And they didn't believe me. They thought it was the craziest thing ever. I'm just like, well, that's why y'all on defense, because y'all just don't understand these things.
Yeah. Major, insanely detailed offense. And not to mention, we were out there on that field for a long time. We had plenty of time to practice.
That's right.
Get it right. Goodness.
Yeah. That's a fact, man. Now, Al was brilliant, no doubt about it. For sure.
Was he the type of coach that just never left? Was he always at the facilities?
He slept there.
Damn.
And do you remember like how we would, we go down to practice and
I know what you're gonna say.
Huh?
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Oh, well, we see Al. Al would he'd jog down, run down, or you'll see him in the car like with a newspaper. And it was like his solace, like he's just like zenning it up, getting himself ready. But he would see Al, I'm literally between practices, after practice, he's running, he's jogging. And he was like a madman. Seriously, he's like a mad scientist. Then I know his mind was just going all the time, just thinking about things, doing stuff. And he would, matter of fact, even between meetings and different things, he'll come to me or somebody and say, "Hey, JD, I was just thinking about this play right here. What are you doing?" I'm sitting there thinking, like, Al, you like, we about to go home, or I'm about to go to the hotel. He's thinking about plays. That's just, I was just thinking about doing this right here. What do you think? And you just in detailing, like Jordan said, he was detailed and things he was doing and what he was thinking. And so Trent was that the scientist behind everything that Al was putting together, inventing. And Trent knew how to work it. He knew how to orchestrate it. Being a maestro with everything, and he was on point with it all. So it's fun. It was fun, man. Fun offense, absolutely fun offense. So Jordan, like you, and you've been watching just offensively, man. What Andy Reid, Bieniemy gone, and those guys would been able to do for the past few years. What do you think as far as style wise, offensively? I've always had it, like one of those things. I'm always about running the football more. Okay, They love passing the football. We kind of talking about like your, offensively, where you at right now, coaching, being a head coach. You're talking about balance and whatnot. What do you think as far as like the Chiefs offense? Just kind of give it like a nice little summary of what you think and how you feel about everything.
Well, I think I'm going to be forever biased towards like that true West Coast offense. And like I said, the offense with Al Saunders still my absolute favorite. Now, one of the things that's changed about football is just the whole RPO stuff, which kind of came out of air raid. And I think the athletes are too good in the NFL to actually come out there and do an air raid. But RPO and the quarterback being able to recognize, like, let's do a box count and let's just take advantage of what's there. I think that's kind of what we're seeing in the offense. So really what Andy's doing, in my opinion, he's taking components of that West Coast system and blending it with spread and just coming up with some pretty wild things. And, a lot of the stuff he does any other place or with any other quarterback, that doesn't necessarily work. But they got a special quarterback, and I think it looks to me like they have a lot of fun doing what they're doing. So I think he's doing exactly what he needs to be doing with the quarterback that he has. So, and the run game, I don't think you can say that they didn't run the ball well last year. I think that's why they won last year, is because they were able to run the ball more effectively than years past. When Tampa beat them, they couldn't run it.
Right.
But I think they did a much better job running the ball. But so after Vermeil, Herm Edwards always had a saying that you pass to score, run to win. And I think that's absolutely true. Anytime you can run the ball, typically the pass game will feed off the run game. At least I think that's when you're going to be most effective, when that pass game feeds off the run game. You start doing some play action passes, catch the secondary, thinking, confusing them. So, but I think Andy Reid, he's kind of a guru, and I like what he's doing. It's fun to watch. They enjoy doing it. So, and they're winning.
Yeah, man, look, and everything you just said, man, is so true. And I love how you said it, because it really is, like you said, melding of a lot of different offenses, right? The things we've seen kind of in the past, and he's just putting it all together, like with the knowledge he's comprised over the years, right? Hey, a little bit of West Coast offense, right? Here we go with the, like you said, some of the, best short Air Coryell, turf, all these different things, and just seeing it over the years that he's able to break down every spot of the defense and what you attack. And that's what I love about it. When I'm starting to recognize it, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I see how he's attacking this, right? Flooding different zones, and he's putting guys out there, and he's just putting pressure on different ones individually, linebackers, safety, what it may be, corners. Yep. And he does a lot of it, like you were talking about with Al Saunders, a lot of window dressing. He does a lot of motion. He does a lot of movement, right? And that's what you do. You set the defense up, to say, hey, look what's going on over here. We're going to do something over here, right? And he catches people sleeping. And it's the same thing. Like one thing in the offense, you never want to become predictable.
Yep.
And that's one thing about Andy. Like there's no way you can be able to predict what they do offensively. Just can't do it.
And even if they become predictable, you still got an unpredictable quarterback.
Yeah,
because he's going to do something nuts and throw it underhand or with his left hand or kick it to somebody. He's pretty special that way. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where you got a dude back there at quarterback. So as a play caller, like a lot of your bad calls are going to be hidden because he makes you right.
Right.
So,
that's right. That's true. That's true. Dude, and look, and what you said also too, just because, and I think people, at least a few years ago, didn't quite understand. They underestimated his running style.
Yeah,
him able to advance the ball with his feet and with his legs. And so I was just like, man, this guy's dangerous running the football. You would just see it like in games. If he needs to get 15, he's getting 15 yards. He needs to score, he's in the score. And so those things, because he, like you said, he has that uncanny ability just to make plays. I'm in all of it. And like you said, man, I think it just makes a lot of just the offense right because of the things that he's able to do. Like Andy is just he's just overjoyed with oh my gosh, I got this guy and he can do this. And they just know Pat's gonna make him right. They know that.
And what you're saying about his ability with his feet, yes, he does have that ability with his feet, but he's also got that intangible awareness of where everybody is in space. And this is going to sound like a crazy comparison, but I'm about to bring up Ben Roethlisberger. Okay. Ben Roethlisberger, not an athletic quarterback, but if you watch some of the things that he does with his feet and extending plays, it's not necessarily because of athleticism. It's because he has this phenomenal awareness of the field. And even Big Ben, he's going and getting 10 yards here. He's extending the play with his feet, running out of the pocket. How is he doing that? He doesn't have the athletic ability that Mahomes does. But what I'm saying is to pay Mahomes a compliment that he's got. It's not just his athleticism. It's his awareness on top of his athleticism that makes him so dangerous.
That's right. That's true. That is 100% true. Yeah, and you just see it. And that's why it blows me away when people don't recognize, his craftiness, his creativeness, and how gifted he is. Right? You just kind of downplay it. Oh well, he's not the typical quarterback. Yeah, he's not. Matter of fact, that's what makes him so great because he isn't the typical guy you're putting in, that standing back there like a statue and whatnot. This is a guy that's making things happen. Like you said, it's the spatial awareness when he's out here. And just knowing where everybody is. That's the crazy part. And the great thing about it is he's got everybody around him playing at a high level because they expect him to do something great, right? So when it's like when he takes off and he's like, you think he's going out of bounds and he throws it, these guys are like running around almost like Magic Johnson would do, like come pass out of anywhere, right? It's just like be ready, so I think that's what's taking the offense to a high level is because he's gotten everybody else, and that's what the greatness really is bringing everybody else around you to a higher level.
No, that's the best example I've heard. Magic Johnson. That's on point. He is Magic Johnson at quarterback. Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's so funny the Big Ben comparison. That's what Juju said when he first came on. We came on the team last year. He said kind of reminds him. He was obviously I had Big Ben at the end of his career, so he wasn't doing much improvisation, but he still did it sometimes. But he said this is kind of compares to the videos he used to watch of Big Ben when he was younger. The improvisation.
So somebody already compared him to Big Ben.
Juju said it kind of reminded him of that.
That's I thought I was going to be the first. I never heard it before. That was the first time, Jordan. Because I was wondering where you're going to be.
Pioneer here.
Jordan Black and Juju Smith-Schuster, the same, right there. Both of the Big Ben Mahomes.
Credit to him.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.